Good morning, this is Neil, and despite the fact that the video thumbnail says that it's day 2, it is in fact day 3 of my 1 year no beer 90-day challenge. Day 2 did not go well. I didn't have a drink. That's the number one most important thing. I didn't have a drink. That's not what went wrong. Let me tell you what went wrong. So I woke up early yesterday feeling enthused and exuberant that I'd taken on this new challenge and that I had this whole new life ahead of me without alcohol. And I had a great day at work. I got home and I went straight out on my bike and I rode down to the beach and I rode along the beach to the Singapore skyline and I made this beautiful video at sunset in front of the skyline. You're gonna have to believe me, this thing was gorgeous, and I did a hyperlapse of the journey and everything. And I talked about triggers, because the night before, at the end of my first day of the challenge, we finally got the kids to bed and I sat down with my wife on the sofa, and that's when we have a glass of wine. You know, that's mummy and daddy time to relax, and of course that wasn't an option, so I made a cup of tea. And then today I got an email from the 1 year no beer guys talking about triggers, and it turns out that's one of the triggers, is that kind of, be at the end of the day or when you sit down in the evening with your wife or a business meeting or whatever, there are triggers that lead you to believe you want a drink. And the key is not to ignore or to change those triggers, it's to change the routine, what you do when you feel that trigger. So normally you'd open a bottle of wine, in this case I made a cup of tea, which was the right thing to do. And then the reward is still the same. You still get to relax or have intimate time together or whatever. The reward doesn't really change. So it's changing the routine. So I was pleased I got that right. But yesterday, when I raced back with my footage, I was trying to sort of dump the footage out to edit it later before going downstairs to have dinner with my family, and I was in a bit of a tizzy, and I accidentally deleted all the footage. And I flew into a horrendous rage, and I got this oh fuck it kind of attitude, screw the whole thing, who cares, I'm gonna have a drink, because that's one of my triggers, is little frustrations like that drive me nuts, they drive me crazy. And I didn't have a drink, but I thought, well, actually this is probably a greater trigger and a bigger motivation to talk. And these triggers are no different than the ones I felt when I was giving up smoking. So when I quit smoking under the Alan Carr method, one of the things that was said to me that I really connected with was that cravings for nicotine really aren't that bad. I mean, if they were, they'd wake you up at night, which they don't. You sleep 8-9 hours, no problem. If they were that bad, you'd wake like a heroin addict. They shake from withdrawal, they spasm, they can't sleep. But with nicotine, you can. It's a twinge, that's all it is. And that's kind of what these trigger moments feel like for me. I get this twinge, this little, I could do with a beer or a gin and tonic or whatever. But they're not really that bad. And as long as you do something else, you just change up the routine. You do something, but you just don't open a beer or a bottle of wine. You know what? They're kind of fine. And I quit smoking, so no reason to think I couldn't quit drinking, or at least for 90 days. So I guess the experience of Sunday night and Monday night, two very different triggers, was that I can do this. I've done it before. I did it with cigarettes. So I'm down from my rage, and I'm feeling pretty positive again. So that's my fake day 2 vlog, and then tonight I'll do a day 3 vlog, and I'll be all caught up, and I'll let you know how today went. Thanks very much. Bye bye.